Okay, I think we're good to go. Keyword there is think. Let's see. Keyword there. Yeah, YouTube stream looks good. Okay. So, as decided by vote over in the Angels and Demons Discord, the next big video for YouTube is going to be a speedrun. So, that means I actually have to play my own game. Shocking. So, I'm winging it a little bit right here. I did not plan any routing. I am only going based off of what I did during testing, pretty much. So, the only difference will be I'll probably only buff attack instead of only buffing Moxie. But basically, what I'm going to be doing, and I guess I should change the description here. Let's see, status. And this needs to be any % all bosses. Yeah. So, basically, what I'll be doing, I'll be going through the game as fast as I can, making sure to beat all 4 major bosses. So that's the Glotarist, Pepperoni, K and Os, and Bloodwrath, in not really a specific order, but probably a specific order. It's probably going to go Pepperoni, Glotarist, Bloodwrath, K and Os, specifically, and then run through the whole game that way. I honestly don't know how this is going to go. It might be something pretty quick. It might take a few hours. I hope not, but, you know. I also, if you're a member of the Discord, you've probably seen that I literally just pushed an update to the game. That's because I was made aware of a bug earlier, and I kind of actually just put off fixing it because, like, maybe like 2 or 3 entire people on the planet knew about it. But it was possible to gain infinite height with the dash and wall jumping, so you could skip the entire Deep Woods section of World 2. You could also skip getting the Scarf Grapple, and among a few other things. You could skip getting the Angel Airlines ability too, but like, why would you? Like, if anything, that just hinders you at that point because it's going to make everything else more difficult. So, anyhow, I think we are going to go ahead and start the run here. Let me get some of these windows out of the way. Close out some of these File Explorer things I had open. Okay, and we should be ready to roll. I'm going to move this over here. Live split keeps getting in my way, and that's kind of got me messed up a little bit, but okay. So, let's see. I gotta kind of remember all of my keybinds that I've got set. I've got so many all bound to my numpad. Like, the numpad also controls VTuber emotions, which is kind of broken right now for some reason. It doesn't want to work globally anymore. So if I want to change the emotion, I actually have to open up the program again and click around in there, which that's just too much work for what it actually is. So I'll be keeping this kind of neutral face the whole time until maybe like end of stream, but all right, enough yapping. I think I want to check and make sure audio's all good first, because that would have me messed up if I had to, like, if I had stuff screwed up real bad, because this is hopefully going to go into a big YouTube video. I'll edit it down and either put it into multiple parts or something like that, but okay, so time will start, or should start, as soon as I hit enter on this screen. So time will end I guess time will end as soon as we defeat, or not as soon as we defeat, but as soon as we collect the second rune. So time starts as soon as we go past this screen. Time ends when we collect the rune of patience. It is patience, right? Developer doesn't even know his own game? Okay. 3, 2, 1. I already screwed up the first skip, it's over. I should reset run right here, but... yeah, I've played my own game enough to know quite a few, like, silly, goofy things to do to save time. Because I definitely... I definitely had my fair share of, early speedruns, I guess, where, during testing, I played through the game a lot. So, I kind of know, I guess a little bit, I guess I wouldn't say too much, because I mean, I'm the developer, I shouldn't ever know too much about the game. You know, I'm the one making it, I guess, so. But, I do know a little bit of optimizations here and there that, you know, are a little, unorthodox, and it's let me, it's given me some good ideas about how to fix up movement in the future. What'll be coming in Demo 4. Like, for starters, if you see me doing, like, this jump dash a lot, like jumping and then going down, currently in development, doing that is basically, like, you would get top speed doing that in the development version right now, or what will be Demo 4 in the future, but, in Demo 3, it's not the case, so, I actually am probably losing time here. I should have went and got the cactus bracelet first, because then I think I would have been able to one-shot these glutlets first, if I'd done that. And then I would have been able to sweep the other one out. So this is by no means optimal. So if someone comes through and watches this and like, oh wow, this guy sucks at his own game, show me up, please. Play my game. Please beat it faster than me. Like, I'd be fine with having a little bit of competition to go along with it. That'd be a fun little Discord challenge. One thing I would also like to note, and this is irrelevant to the game or any gameplay right now. Oh, good RNG. Yesterday, I had my wisdom teeth removed. I had 2 wisdom teeth removed, so if my voice sounds a little off, it's because I can't make full use of mouth motion right now. So, just something to keep in mind, I guess. Can we get defend? Let's go. Good RNG. And I screwed it up. Doesn't even matter. Too used to the development version, honestly. Okay. Some of the encounters I'll be avoiding just because they're like time wasters, like with just glutlets. But the glutlings give big XP, so I will be fighting some of those. Already we're at a point where we can probably one-shot these guys. Almost, okay. Which is really good. And another thing I've kind of I've kind of noticed that is going to be adjusted for Demo 4 balance is like you need a grand total of like we're at 4 minutes of playtime and we're already one-shotting most of the enemies. I'm gonna like safety save just in case. And here's a neat little skip too. Okay. I do think I want to go through the dream sequence just because there's a good item I can get that will probably help out in the long run. So, for those of you who don't know, in the dream sequence, if you actually go over to the right there when you go into the mirror part, you can kind of see what's above, and this kind of tells the player and Yui that, oh, there is actually something else in this whole ordeal. There's a hidden room up here that we can go to and get an item. Like, not many people know about it, though. The few people that I have like watched play the game live, I have mentioned it to him, like, hey, there's a cool item you can get. And it's like something you might not notice, and if you try and go to the area prior to actually doing the dream sequence, it's actually disabled. Like, you can't find the door, basically. Which might actually just be bad game design on my part, but either way, oh, bad RNG with the points. Oh well. My movement sucks. So now what we're doing is we're gonna go back, we're gonna fight the Glutslinger. We're going through what might be objectively the worst backtracking in the whole game. Mostly because I was too, when I was developing Demo 3, I had kind of a self-imposed time crunch. Because I really, like, I knew ahead of time I was going to be in the 2023 Paperverse Direct. And because of that, there was also a physical demo disc that was going to launch along with that. And I put in to be a part of that. And, you know, I made it, though at the cost of, like, some things in Demo 3 were at a lower quality than I would have liked them to be. Just because, like, I don't manage my time amazingly well. Shocker. But basically, there was a lot of polish that could have been done to World 1 that didn't happen. So I ended up mostly just focusing all the development into World 2 and getting things ready for that. So on top of all that, though, like, some other areas suffered because of it. Like, obviously World 1 suffered, Boss Rush suffered a little bit, but it's actually not that big of a deal, I guess. Like, it kind of is, because I've had a few people that get kind of confused of the with the amount of backtracking that's just in World 1, and that's solely because, like, this predates, Demo 3 by quite a bit. Like, this backtracking was present all the way back in the first demo. So did I say predates Demo 1 just a minute ago? I mean predates Demo 3. I genuinely don't remember if that's what I said, but most of World 1 is exactly the same as it was in the very first demo, like, save for a few minor changes. Specifically, like, Demo 1 had, like, really poor graphics compared to Demo 2, and then Demo 2 got fixes for the rhythm game. Oh my gosh, it's so hard to do this while talking. Demo 2 got rhythm game fixes. It got a pepperoni nerf. We added in the vomitorium as an area. New and improved background music for pepperoni, among a few other quality of life changes. So that's kind of what Demo 4 will be. It'll be like a it'll be the quality of life update to Demo 3, like Demo 1 got with Demo 2, which is a mouthful, but basically, with Demo 4, it's going to be all the things I wanted in Demo 3, but put on the back burner because getting it fixed and ready for Paperverse, Direct, and Demo Disc was way more important. So, so what I'm doing now is to actually get to the secret bosses of the game, you have to play through the rhythm game in each world. So playing through the rhythm game in World 1 will get you the, in quotes, illegal hot sauce, which will allow you to break the seal to the vomitorium to fight Pepperoni. And in World 2, you will get the Fury Knife, which will break the seal to the War Zone, where you can fight Bloodwrath. So we'll be doing both mandatory rhythm games this way. Or they're not even really mandatory, they're technically optional, but for this run, they're mandatory because all bosses. Okay. Cool. S rank, that's a achievement. Okay. And then we want to come over here. And then I'm also going to shop here too. Can I buy? Yeah, I'm gonna get the Big Top Banquet. And then we're gonna get the hot sauce, because we can't actually go into the dining room because it's packed. So I forget if I actually need to go over here. This is what I mean by like the backtracking is insane. There's so much just dumb story progression stuff. So we go over there and we're like, yo, we basically tell them, hey, we need to cross the desert, because you can only go by horse ride because plot development and padding. It's like, oh, well, the horse rider's slacking. So we have to go talk to his mom, who chews him out on the phone, and then he gets back into work, and he goes back over here, and then we can go across the desert. So, also, sure, I'll get some story progression. We waste time. You can get some interesting dialogue if you talk to that old man before you complete World 1, and that's like, only there does that happen. Also, we'll pet the horse. So we're about a quarter of the way through World 1 now. And we are 13 minutes in exactly, which is not that bad actually. World 1 is pretty, like, it's pretty fast to get through if you know exactly what you're doing. World 2 takes quite a bit longer just because there's, like, there's so much extra stuff. You gotta go to 2 different sides of the kingdom and everything. Fight 2 different bosses. Technically 3 if we're gonna count Bloodwrath there, and then we gotta go through a whole bunch of stuff. Like, I'm mostly happy with the World 2 progression. It's probably not gonna get changed too much going into Demo 4, other than some minor story beats getting adjusted. Actually, I'm going to fight this set of enemies because this will be big XP. We definitely want to get this dude out of here first because he can heal others. It'd be really cool if he just didn't heal his teammates, but oh my gosh, of course. I've got the worst RNG already. Get out of here, bro. So one idea I have cooking up for Demo 4 is that these kind of support enemies, like Glutlery, will get, like, obviously there's going to be a lot of balance changes, but I'm thinking Glutlery might get 2 attacks per turn, just to make him even more annoying than he already is. And then, nerf his HP by quite a bit, so he'll be like one of those characters that you definitely want to knock out of the fight first. Because if you don't, he's just gonna sit back there, he's gonna attack you either twice in one turn, or he's gonna attack you once and he's gonna heal his party members, which neither of those are good options, all things considered. The double freestyle. Okay, yeah. Once we get to a certain amount of attack power, we can just, like, get, like, terrible, oh my gosh, terrible RNG. We can just get the terrible trash quality for a melee to one-shot these enemies. Which works out pretty good. Oh, there's a trailer scene. Works out pretty good because, like, most of them are kind of like cannon foddery enemies. Okay, so we're gonna go down here. We're gonna pick up the pepper. That might be helpful. And then before we go on, we're gonna use the banquet, which will give us a permanent increase to HP and to attack by 1 point. So we're on to the first real mini boss, I guess. Technically, that could be counted as the Glut Slinger, but since he also just shows up as a standard enemy, like, right after we beat, the Glut Tank here, I don't know if we should really count that, so it's up to interpretation. He gets the mini-boss music, so I guess he could count under it, but, after Glut Tank, we enter the second half of World 1, which is Dusty Canyon. And it's pretty short, the canyon area is, because it's like half canyon and then half ruined cathedral. So, this fight is mostly a time waster. All of Glut Tank's attacks are slow, so I have to also remember, because I have insane muscle memory to just enabling debug mode and, like, doing various things because of testing the game. So I'm like, I have to make the conscious decision not to just press F1 and do things, which is kind of silly, but I mean, you know, it is what it is, I guess. Interesting fact about that attack is that getting the pineapple should technically heal your character, whichever character it collides with, for action points, but it actually just does HP because that's just, like, it's a little more convoluted to actually add on the action points. Okay, decent stat increase. Okay, so now we're in Dusty Canyon. There are 2 pretty good items we can pick up here, equipables. Like, for the people who said, oh yeah, you should definitely remake every single sprite to make it to where when you equip things, it displays on the characters in the overworld. To that I say, no, you're crazy, because like, right now, if that was the case, main character would look so unbelievably, like, weird, because, like, let's see, if I remember correctly, he would have a white scarf, he would definitely have, like, the purple shorts that the gluttons wear, which, if we're gonna be real, I don't really think they suit him very much. And coming up here in just a second, we'll also have him wearing a nomadic robe, which would also just be like a white robe, so, I don't know. I don't think it's worth the time investment to do, like, so many unique sprites or shader things for each individual thing. I'm also kind of on the fence thinking that, like, I'm gonna run into some kind of, like, crash that I've just somehow managed to miss with all the time that Demo 3's been out. That's why I keep doing the safety saves anytime I see a save point, usually. No confidence in my own dev skill when it came to this one. So, but, there's the small possibility, just because there's like one crash that I was aware of that I didn't really know why it occurred, because it was a hard crash. No error message or anything. I kind of feel like it might have been a game maker as an engine kind of goof, because it only happened when release mode was checked on, which is basically just like, oh yeah, we'll save a few frames to like remove some safety checks, which, you know, isn't exactly a bad thing, but it did cause random crashes for seemingly no reason, probably related to using data structures to store certain things in memory, if I had to guess, but either that or Game Maker actually just, like, does crash if those safety checks are disabled and you divide by 0, which I don't know if that's the case or not, and I have no way of knowing because I did not get a crash, and it was like, or a crash log of any kind, and it was totally random when it happened. So it kind of had me messed up for a little bit, but the solution ended up just being like, oh yeah, disable release mode. Frame rate will suffer a little bit. Not like a noticeable amount, but one of my main things when working on the game is I want it to be optimized enough that you can run it on pretty old hardware, just as long as you have a 64-bit processor, which, you know, it's 2023. If you don't have a 64-bit processor, like, that is kind of on you, I guess. I hope I just looked at that right. Yeah, okay. I definitely just, like, barely glanced at it, and that could have been a huge time waste. So you can actually still move when that gets triggered. I've known about that being a thing. Like, when the timer gets triggered, you can still move. It's supposed to put you in a cutscene state, but it just doesn't. So doesn't really make much of a difference, honestly. Like, if you can navigate that while not being able to see, like, props to you. Like, go for it, I guess. But I didn't really feel like it was something worth fixing because it's like a non-issue. Anyways, we are now in the vomitorium. This is the first secret boss area in the game. Going through here, we have these enemies, the obese, and they'll just kind of hinder us. We have to, if we try to move by them quickly, we have to get out of their range, like, really fast, or else they'll just laser us and we're forced into the battle anyways. So, we are not going to avoid all of them. Some of them are almost unskippable, but I did want to get one more level up in here, so. Oh, that's huge. Okay. 5-point increase. That's what we like to see. And that definitely killed my speed, so. Ah, I hit the ceiling. It's over. Actually, I'm just gonna flee from this one. Rare fleeing. Okay, yeah. Alright. So, safety save. We're about to go into the first secret boss fight versus Pepperoni, who is notorious for being very difficult, apparently. I personally did not have Like, I didn't really think he was that difficult in testing, but plenty of people seem to like share the same sentiment that yeah, he's busted, he needs nerfed. So Pepperoni is gonna get probably one of the bigger reworks in Demo 4. I'll probably redo his attacks, or at the very least I will migrate these really strong ones that he has over to his boss rush fight. So how that's gonna go is yet to be seen, but basically a lot of people have shared the sentiment that he's too difficult for as early in the game as he is. So he'll be getting a nerf. On the flip side though, Blood Wrath has been like he was underwhelming compared to Pepperoni. Like the difficulty gap between the two was very noticeable, because I guess since when you're in World 2, you'll have Yui as a partner like to actually fight with at that point. So I guess I'm not really sure if it's just that his attacks were way easier to dodge, which is probably the case. It's gonna take a little bit of labbing, because it's hard to know without like seeing the individual like player's perspective, basically. Because like for me, like obviously I'm the developer, I know exactly how all the attacks work and all their like slight nuances, like how big their hitbox is and everything, like where I can reasonably stand to avoid them and everything. Like, so I have like that advantage, so it's a little harder for me to just determine right out of the gate. However, in terms of Blood Wrath's balancing, how do I know that like it's actually a difficulty thing and not that just like by the time you get there, like you as the player have gained like more skill, like you're more familiar with the controls, so it feels easier, you know? Otherwise it's kind of like maybe he is underwhelming. Like I feel like he's a little underwhelming as a boss. Like there were 2 or 3 attacks for him that I scrapped because I felt like they were too difficult. Like they would have been really confusing kind of attacks that would have involved you like really having to pay attention to tons of different spots on the screen. So I ended up cutting them just because like I'd already known that like Pepperoni was giving people grief. So I was like, yeah, I don't want to overdo it for Blood Wrath 2. Like if I feel like it's too difficult, it's probably too difficult, because I felt like Pepperoni was easy. So, but that's developer yapping, I guess. So he should be nearing death soon. I probably could. I wonder if this fight would have been faster if I actually took out the obese first. But that also would have been, you know, like 4 extra attacks already on top of that. So okay, Pepperoni out of the way. We should have a huge level up buff coming up here soon. Please give me big numbers. Let's go. 3 and greater is just good to have. Alright, that's not too bad. Alright, so we have vanquished the Pepperoni, and now we're going to move on to the final boss of World 1, the Gluttarist. A crude fusion between Mayor Big Top and a Glutank via rune fusion. So this is another boss that I've had some people say is difficult for his position, so he'll also be getting a little bit of a nerf too. I'm not exactly sure how I'm gonna nerf him just yet, but I do want to adjust like positioning and everything, because some of his attacks pop off screen too much, which makes it hard to recognize like where everything is gonna be. and otherwise like some visual issues with certain attacks, like his riff attack, as I call it, the one with the lightning that he opens with every time. That one is offset to one direction by a few pixels for where it should actually be on screen. So there's just like a lot of polish that needs to be put onto World 1 to solve some of the long-standing issues that it's faced. So that's something that's definitely going to happen with Demo 4. Like, World 1's almost getting a whole overhaul. Like, the story is going to be the same, mostly, but some character designs will get adjusted. Some enemies are going to get, like, better animations, buffs, nerfs, whatever. It needs some long overdue, like, TLC, tender love and care. So alright, so that's World 1 out of the way now, pretty much. All that's left now is to get the Rune of Temperance. We get our first rune-based special attack, and then we will also unlock Yui as a playable character. So 30 minutes, that's not too bad, actually, I guess. That's about what I'd expect, I guess. So now we're going to move on to World 2, which is over here in the church nursery. And I'm gonna run and get this quest real quick, just because, haha, explore the church. For those of you who don't know, every time you complete a world, a new page will get added into the notebook in the pulpit. And it does explain a little bit of extra lore about the game and where it'll end up in the future. And most of that is going to be unchanged, I think, going into Demo 4. Because all things considered, it's mostly exactly how it needs to be. So, anyways. So, the routing I have for World 2 is, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the west side first. This will allow us to get the Scarf Grapple. Scarf Grapple ability. We can go ahead and get the Rhythm Game out of the way. So, we'll get the Fury Knife, which will allow us to fight Bloodwrath when we go to the east side of the kingdom. So, also we just had our first possessed enemy fight. Possessed enemies will probably be a little more, they'll get adjustments in Demo 4 too. So we're going to stop here in the shop, and we're going to get one of the most busted items in the game, the Cross Necklace. And we're going to go ahead and get some stuff for Yui as well. I think it's the heals that increase Moxie by 20. So Yui with crits will be very useful to have. So we want to kind of buff her Moxie quite a bit. Since all of Yui's attacks have angel typing, she will just by default deal more damage to every possessed enemy in the game. Or not possessed. Well, yes, possessed, but any demon enemy, let me say that. Any demon in the game, she will deal, I think it's 1.1 times damage. I don't remember the exact value that I had put on it, just because I've changed them around a bit in development. So now what we've done is we've got a quest from the King Banter, King B. Anter, and we are going to go deliver a message to Mr. Arwood, who is leader of a camp out in the woods. And there should just be a path straight to the camp, but oh, shocker, it's actually closed. So we'll have to go the long way. But we're basically delivering like a list of like attendees, like kind of like, I guess like a census of the kingdom to him, because he needs to prep for the annual Westall Youth Retreat. So we're kind of just going to avoid these fights with the Angries, I guess, for now, until we get the Scarf Scramble, because that'll let us just, like, fold them almost instantly. And we're going to get this Lumberjack shirt for main character here. Go ahead and equip that. And cutscene. One of the very few unskippable cutscenes in Demo 3, or at least by cutscene skip means. Even though it does say hold enter to skip, you actually can't do it. It's not really a goof on my end, it's just like, that's how it has to work a little bit. So, now we have the Scarf Grapple, and we actually don't really need it. Actually, we do need it, but we don't really need it. Because most of these, if you build a ton of speed, you can just skip them anyways. Some of these jumps, but you wouldn't know that unless you're like trying to go fast, so. We do need to level grind just a smidge, so we're gonna fight off these enemies here. And I don't have enough AP for that. That's wonderful. Doesn't matter. We have the, I forgot we got the cross necklace. I didn't explain that. So buying the cross necklace from the wardrobe in the kingdom is it's one of the most broken items that's in the game at all. Like, it adds angel topping to all of main characters' attacks, which Yui's attack already gets like her attack is hindered. She doesn't build attack as much as main character does. She gets 2 points per level, so she's a little weaker comparatively. But by adding the angel topping to main character, we effectively give him an extra 1.1 times multiplier to his attack damage, which is a lot. That kind of goes without saying. Like right now, with stats and everything, we have 80 attack power, which is a lot compared to Yui's 21. So yeah, level up stat boosts and everything are another area of like, oh yeah, this definitely needs to be adjusted a wee bit. So like balance, if it's not been apparent by how much I've talked about it, is going to be a big focus of Demo 4, like making the game feel more balanced and everything. So okay, so now we're at the cult basically, and we're going to do the next rhythm game, and probably the last one we'll be doing for this run. Completing this, we'll gain the not the trust, but we'll basically make the kids that snuck down here think like, oh dang, these guys are cool. We're gonna, like, they're adults, so we'll give them this thing we found down here because we don't need to be holding it, and that's the Fury Knife. So and you may be wondering, well, what are all these little kids doing down in the woods like this by themselves anyways? If you've ever been in a position to like be like I guess like a, for lack of a better term, a youth leader, I can't really think of something else. This is absolutely the kind of thing like little kids would do, just to try and seem cool. Context, I used to be a youth development coordinator at a Boys and Girls Club, so I have my fair share of dealing with little kids who like to go and act out and act cool to try and impress their friends, so it feels right in line with real children. So, but you don't just leave them down here by themselves. You do get to send a camp counselor down here who's supposed to be like keeping an eye on them and everything. So I definitely just missed too. I was FCing, I think. Dang. It's because I was yapping. And this track, honestly, like to me, it feels like one of the weaker tracks in the game. Like, this was kind of my first experimentation, I guess, with dubstep, if you even call it dubstep. Like, I'm not entirely happy with how this one is. Like, it could be better, but it does fit the atmosphere of, like, why it's here. Like, it's an old track left down here that's probably, like, all grody, nasty. So, we'll just chalk it up to the disc that the audio is on is just bad. So, alright, that should be another S rank, too. I'm not even going for 100%, but if I was, I would be also on pace. The only thing I would have had to do extra is collect what do you call them? Items for the smoothies. So, which, oh no, he's gonna yap about Demo 4 again. He's gonna yap about Demo 4. The smoothie menu is gonna get reworked as well, because, like, for those who are unaware, I've been reworking the item menu in development, and it's mostly done other than it crashes in battles, and that's solely because it just doesn't have the functionality implemented yet. But we got, like, sorting and filtering, like, so that way you can just get through your items quickly, and that's also going to be applied to the smoothie menu as well, so you can filter by smoothies that you don't have yet. And then on top of that, we are gonna have it where, I say we, like there's more than one person working on the game, which is just not true, it's all me. I'm gonna have it set up to where, you know, you just, like, can choose, like, hey, do you have the ingredients? If you do, then you can just instacraft the smoothie. You don't have to, like, search through there. Or if you do want to, like, try and, like, make a recipe that you don't necessarily know yet, you could manually select the ingredients. So, okay, so this is our second mini boss. This is Mr. Arwood, and he's possessed, which is not good. So, if you're heartless, you can kill him, but we're not going, like, genocide route. We're just trying to fight all the bosses. That's all we're trying to do. We're going, like, Demon Slayer route, I guess. So we're gonna take out the Woodwort first, just because, like, that'll save us time later, and just kind of wail on him a little bit. If you leave the Woodwort alive, you get the opportunity to just actually straight up kill Arwood. Like, you just have to leave the Woodwort alive and then beat the possessed enemy, beat the devil out of Arwood, and then you can kill him. Because otherwise the fight ends once he becomes purified. So, so there, we've got that part done. We've got this section of World 2 done. We're 42 minutes in, and we're almost halfway through. So, the next thing we're gonna do is we're actually gonna get some bonus up here, because we need Yui to have some more, oh my goodness. Oh, great heavens. We need Yui to have some more attack power, so we're gonna go up here, and we're going to take out this other possessed enemy. A possessed swordsman who, he got possessed, and he kind of, I guess he ran off into the woods, basically, but he works at the workshop that the first possessed enemy does. So we're gonna get him fixed up. We're gonna get a full heal item for doing that, and we're also gonna let Yui die. Oh my goodness. Actually, she should heal because of her mushroom halo, Hypogeus halo. I forget how that's even pronounced, but anyhow, we're gonna take out this guy, move on to the bonus room. We're gonna get an extra equipable for Yui, the leafy wings. So, which will be, ooh, crit! We love to see it. That makes up for the time that we just lost by Yui getting folded there. Okay, so he's chill. We're gonna go up here and kind of go through this, like, snooze fest of an auto scroller. Get the leafy wings, and we are out of here. Now that we're not moving, we will equip those on Yui, so... And we're gone. So now we can return to the main area here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm also going to hop back into the shop here, the equipables, and I'm going to get some more stuff for Yui. So, because we need to get her buffed. Let's see, Moxie, HP, defense, Moxie, what's attack? This is for main character. Moxie, Moxie, attack, and Moxie, that's what we need, okay. And then, anything else? HP, okay. Yeah, so, there are not a bunch of equipables for Yui, since she's just kind of getting introduced as a character, but I might change that a little bit. I've been thinking of adding some extra equipables in, just to kind of give some more variety. We're going to talk to them. Oh, thanks for bringing him back. So we got an angel food cake. That is a max heal item. Heals HP and AP to max, which is always good to have. So, I'm going to safety save here just in case, because I don't trust my own programming. So, nice slope bug there. We don't talk about slopes. Alright. Alright, our third possessed enemy, or first, depending on which way you go through World 2. But yeah, we've got high enough attack that we can just kind of like beat the devil out of him real quick. So, if you notice, we also don't get, we do not get XP for defeating possessed enemies, which is by design, because, you know, you shouldn't really. But if you do, if you like kill them, you'll get XP. But you should feel bad about it, because killing people is bad. So, alright. So, we're about at the halfway point of World 2 now. We are in the Eastern Mountains. So, this area is a lot of, like, vertical kind of stuff going on. A lot of climbing. And you'll notice those, like, wind gusts. Oh my gosh, a Skeleton Rage. Why is he here? I forgot of his appearance. So, I am going to go in here, and we're going to fight these guys off, because that first Skeleton Rage encounter, I'm pretty sure is just a Skeleton Rage, so we might as well go the extra mile. Nice crit from Yui. We're gonna go the extra mile, go ahead and get 2 enemies out, because that's more efficient. And we are not going to let main character get hit, because he will probably get decked by the little skellies. So, Skeleton Rage has undead attack typing, so that is not good for anyone who is a human character. So Yui's kind of fine, but then Yui also gets folded anyways because it's demon type. Skeleton Rage is just one of the stronger base enemies in the game, so... And considering I'm buffing attack only, and getting terrible RNG with it always, that's not a good thing to have happen, so we're just gonna kind of, we got a level, we're gonna ignore this a little bit, go get some bonus down here. We're gonna get the Eastern Sash. So this item gives just 5 stats to everything that main character has, which will be helpful. You know, extra defense is good, extra attack is always welcome. I want to say, yeah. We'll do a cool slope turnaround. I'm trying to remember all of my Demo 3 movement tech. So now we've got the Angel Airlines ability. Good movement pretty much all across the board. We can use those air gusts now, so. Also, what's up, Crosscoder? Welcome to the stream. We're about halfway through the speedrun right now. So, alright, we are going to definitely get this Warlock out of here immediately because his attacks take a long time. So, get out of here. Alright. So, we just got a new special attack for Yui as well. We got one for both characters. Looks great. Great. Thanks. I'm glad people think so, honestly. Like, I can't wait, like, for the glow up that will be Demo 4. I've been yapping about Demo 4 this entire stream, like, hyping it up like it's gonna be this really great thing. Which I hope it is, but, more Demo 4 yapping, basically. The polish that I intend to put on all the enemies and everything, like, should be insane, but, you know, I'm really hoping it is good. Baldur's Gate 3 polish. I've not even played or seen anything about Baldur's Gate. I have no clue about it, honestly. Oh, cool. That bone just went, like, straight through there. Cool game. Thanks, X-Sonic. Alright, so this should be the last... I think this will be the last enemy encounter I actually need going into the remainder of World 2 here. Or the remainder of this section. Actually, wait. I do, however, need to go up here. We're gonna go up here. This is our next possessed enemy fight. With cutscene skip enabled, you can kind of see that like some of these cutscenes are not really meant to have that happen because they have different camera sizes. So that's like something that should also be fixed, but yeah. I love fast-paced games. Shocker, considering how fast you can actually move through this, huh? But I'm hoping that movement will be way more fun in Demo 4 because it's kind of spammy in Demo 3, all things considered. But you have to spam the dash a lot to build up a ton of speed, which I don't exactly like. So I'm kind of trying to reduce that. So alright. Now I'm gonna do... I think we should be able to get through this now very quickly. I got greedy. I should have just charged the attack. I feel like she has like 2 HP left, the gun woman. Man. Alright. So, yeah, one quirk about this... Oh, cool. She got me right at the end. Okay. Fine, fine. I won't talk about the quirk, but... So, momentum-based movement. Yeah, so... when you actually build momentum other than dashing, it does carry, and that's like very apparent in this room here. This is like in one of the trailer scenes that I like to show off, because this is the biggest room in the entire game. And you can just like fly through it like this. It's like, I want to say it's like 20 screens or so, like in terms of like total length and height, which is a lot. So we got another item here, the Eastern Coat. I think that is going to be negative for our attack, so I'm not going to equip that. So I actually just wasted a lot of time coming up here, which is so cool. Oh well. Like I said, I went into this blind, so... Or, I can't say blind, but rather, let me say that I went in without routing anything, so... The UI is wild. Honestly, like, the UI in Demo 3 is buns compared to what I've got in Demo 4. Oh no, I'm yapping about Demo 4 again! So, though it was good at the time, but like, my skill has increased quite a bit since, so like, every time I talk about anything I've done in Demo 4, it's gonna be like, oh no, like, this from Demo 3 sucked, but... So, here's another thing that's gonna get reworked, is this whole section. Basically, this is like one big timed event, and this military commander is like the only existing overworld fight. But it doesn't really make sense to have the timing, like, for getting through it. Like, that took me 45 seconds, right? It doesn't exactly make sense to have that in like this, just because, like it varies based on your actual skill. So, like not skill but level. So, that's gonna actually be split up into 3 parts in Demo 4. So now we're in the second secret boss area. We're in the war zone, which this will lead into the fight with Bloodwrath. And obviously I've got cutscene skip enabled, so all the like story beats are totally getting missed here. Like why we're even doing hardly any of this stuff is just like out of the question. Basically we're just schmooving through. But these dudes, the Psycho Wraths, will chase us through here, and they have this kind of like rubber banding to... Oh, I'm resetting the room. That's such a time loss. Okay, cool. I'll fight this one anyway. There's 3. This will be a level up. My game's second demo is definitely better than the first. Yeah, I think that's usually... Oh crap, I just did that. I got distracted. That's usually how it goes. Like, with going from a first demo to a second, from my experience, is like you're always gonna have improvements. Like, I feel like I've 100% improved in all of my like demo releases that I've done, which does make me feel good as a developer. Like, I do feel like I'm learning the game maker wizardry finally. So, and I know you could probably say the same for Unity. So, but like a lot of the stuff that I've had go through with my development is more that like I get in this mind space that what I have is good enough. Like, I put aside my perfectionism for like one thing, and then it ends up biting me later. Like, specifically with some of these, like some of the enemy code, like I would copy paste like the initialization stuff for it a lot instead of just making a function to be reused. So if one of these guys ever uses a sequence attack, which it doesn't seem like they're going to, they're gonna keep doing silly stuff. Like that, the initialization for a sequence attack, basically, yeah, here we go. Like, this was copy and paste across like 4 different enemies for the longest time. So, which is not my proudest development thing. A lot of stuff was like that I'm like I'm just kind of not happy that it ended up the way that it did. So, okay, another level. Can we get good RNG? Absolutely, that's a shocker. Alright. Can we get better for Yui, because she really needs the attack buff? Amazing. Okay. So now... Ooh, my reaction time is insane. We should be able to... Oh, I can't actually reach that Glide Gust from here. I think I might have actually shrunk the size of it a little bit, because like the platforming in this whole area is interesting, to say the least. No! I can't believe that just happened. No! I'm wasting so much time. This is the longest room in the whole game, apparently. Genuinely over. Genuinely over. I'm getting in my head. Okay. I gotta lock in. Let me quit yapping and lock in for a second. Okay, so we're going into the Bloodwrath fight now. The final secret boss. And owner of the coolest battle intro in the entire game right now. So, one thing that just seems to, like, this is, like, not really, like, it's not really, like, that it wasn't intended, but, like, the reason that Bloodwrath is all, like, sci-fi horror themed, I guess, like with the TVs and stuff, like old school sci-fi horror themed, is each of these secret boss demons were, and this is not like secret dev knowledge either, like if you just open the enemy log after you've encountered them, you can see this. Pepperoni and Bloodwrath both were summoned before the events of the game, so like before the barrier was broken, and all that stuff. So they've actually been chilling here in these like little pocket dimensions that they've got for themselves for quite a bit. And I kind of forget where I was going with this. No, yeah, how they were summoned. The way they were each summoned will kind of tie into why they have this theming around them. So that's also something that's going to get touched up on in Demo 4 is the dream sequences that exist already. They don't really touch on that too much. They basically are just like, oh yeah, this was a thing that happened. So now you kind of know that like they're here or they were here before. But I want to shed some more light on like who actually summoned them. Why are they here? Who sealed them away in the first place? And it's all a little bit alluded to as well, like just very subtly. It could be, oh, I don't want to use counterbalance. I want to use this. Excuse my mashing. I know that's probably loud through the microphone, but we need that damage buff. See, this is what I mean by Bloodwrath being like, I just fumbled that. Bloodwrath being like one of the most underwhelming bosses. He gets so easily folded. So, but yeah, he's definitely getting buffed. He's definitely getting buffed because he doesn't deserve that kind of treatment. Like, he has like the biggest buildup out of all of the secret bosses in the game right now, and you just like, you go in, he takes 3 turns and you dab on him. So, but yeah, anyhow, I want to touch more on how these specific demons were summoned and everything, go into their lore a little bit more, because I can kind of do that now that I have like the story stuff more solidified, because before I didn't, it was still a little shaky. The actual big bad behind everything has changed at least 3 times in the game's development, and I'm not kidding. So, but now I'm pretty certain of the direction I want everything to go, so. Bro got cheesed. Yeah, he kind of did get cheesed, genuinely. Like, once you get these hard-hitting special attacks, he really does just get, like, cheesed hardcore. And it's not looking good for him. Like, on the one hand, I don't want it to be too difficult that you can't, like, easily, with an asterisk, beat him. Oh my goodness, Yui! I don't want him to be, like, too easy that, like, why even make it a challenge? Like, but also, to be fair, I've only buffed attack, and I'm focusing every bit of gear into attack. Though it was kind of the same way when I was testing, that he kind of, like, he was defeated relatively easy. I kind of attributed that to, like, my own skill, since I've, you know, played this game more than anyone else. But basically, like during testing for Demo 3, I played through, and I would go through all the enemy encounters, like, to get an accurate, like, what's the maximum level I will be at without, like, going back to level farm. And I would only boost Moxie, which is the luck stat, basically. You know, what determines, like, do you get random crits or not. I would only boost that. That's the only stat I boosted. And, like, it felt like the turns between, like, defeating the enemies was relatively normal. Like, I want to say it was probably, and I did a poll on YouTube, like, when I was labbing this, like, how many turns is too many for random encounters, and it was like 2 to 3 was the, like, the attention span cutoff, like, before people are like, dang, this is mad boring. But ideally, I want my battles to be carried by the fact that every enemy is really unique with their attacks, and, like, some just have, like, totally different attack styles compared to others. So, like, I'm rambling, I know. Like, I can't keep a coherent thought when I start talking about my game. So, but, yeah. There's a lot of attack styles I've been cooking up that I want to make an appearance via the boss rush in Demo 4. Because I don't want to, like, go and retcon any existing attack styles. Like, they're all going to stay the same. You have your base ones, dodge, defend, and freestyle. And almost every other attack style is based on that. Like, the way I could talk about my game forever. I know, right? Like that's probably the biggest pitfall of being a game developer is like like if people start talking to you, like it just becomes like it becomes X tier yap. Like we're skipping S tier, we're going with X tier because that's like if you get a perfect like rhythm game score in Angels and Demons, it's X rank, right? So it's an X rank yap. If any of us like any game developer starts talking about their game, that's just how it goes. And like I don't make the rules, but so okay, we're nearing the end of the run here now. So we are in the wardrobe. Basically, the main thing that we were doing here is that we needed to get the King of Westel and the President of Eastern to come to this show that Kay and Oz, the clowns, were preparing for them to kind of get them to settle the differences, because they're like, oh, they're about to go to war, basically. Only, as it turns out, that the real Kay and Oz, or Kaylee and Oswald, I should say, have been replaced by these demon doppelgangers. So, and it was all a ruse, so we have to take them out. That's what we'll be doing here. This fight is probably the one I had the most fun making out of all of the fights in the game, because so much went into it. So I don't know how audible it is, but the background music for this track, or this fight, the band in the background syncs up with it, right? I had to do 2 extra rhythm charts that are only used internally by them or actually like 3, I think. I don't really remember, but basically they have their own unique rhythm game chart that they use in the background to sync up with the music. Like right now, the a Finstrub is just like going ham on the keyboard because we're at that part of the song. The Woodvort syncs up the kick, hat, and snare and everything. The Skellen Rages go along with the brass instrument, and the Angry sings along with the kind of do 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 do. Oh, it's over. Right as we got to the good part of the song too. So this level up is worthless because, well, could be worthless because we're at the end of the run now. After this, we will be collecting the last rune, which will be Tom. So, okay, and Tom. 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 27 seconds. I couldn't have done it 1 second faster for the 727 Osu joke. That's insane. Okay. That, honestly, like, I'm not even mad about that time. 1 hour and 7 minutes, like, for any percent just like that. So, the GOAT at it again. I mean, I guess I am the GOAT. Like, as far as I know, I'm the only one to speedrun Angels and Demons. So, if you want to take the GOAT of Angels and Demons crown, feel free to do your own speedrun. And then, like, you know, if you're not in the Discord, join it. And then, like, send it in there and be like, hey, I'm better than you. And I will definitely, like, concede and be like, yo, good job. Congrats. So, so there is some bonus I could do. Like, I honestly, I'm going to be totally honest. I kind of expected the run to take 2 hours. Like, I was genuinely unsure on how fast it was going to go. Like, if you're actually playing through the game, like reading the dialogue, if you go for 100%, that's like, that took me 4 hours, right? And this is just the demo. Like, the demo, 100%. So that's, I'll go in here to the achievements list here. So that's complete chapter 1 and 2, which is also, you know, complete the demo. Encounter every demon, get every smoothie, S rank both rhythm games, do a full rush in the boss rush, and then you get, like, once you have every achievement, that's it. Like, there's a completionist achievement, so you know that you done it. Like, that's when Tom would be for a 100% run, right? So, I did that like as a test because I wanted to advertise it like, hey, there's a ton of content in this. Like I put in the work for you guys. All right. I put it at around 4 to 5 hours because that's about how long it took me, like constant playing. And I read every dialogue box, like every single room has unique dialogue, right? You can just press A and chat with UE. Talking to every NPC, you know, like, you know, just yap a lot with everyone, basically. And then you can come into the church after the fact, the Heavenly Cathedral, and there's this storage room. Like, this is post-game stuff. So once you beat the demo, you just kind of get access to, like, you can get all the equipables for free because there's no way to get money because there's no more demons. You can also get every item for free because, or at least some of the good items, I'll say that. So you can get the night core and the day core, which lets you increase the music speed to 1.5 times along with the actual game speed. But you also deal 1.5 times more damage, so it's like a high risk, high reward thing. Or if like you are like having trouble with a fight and you want to like really learn the pattern, you can use the day core, and everything's slowed down by 0.75 times, or to 0.75. Let me say that. You can stack as many angel food cakes as you want because, like, I mean, you know, if you're just wanting to beat the boss rush, go for it. You know, just fill up with angel food cake as much as you want. You know, just go through with the full healing item and everything. But otherwise, it's like if you want to do like a self-imposed no items challenge, then you can totally do that, right? And then there's like just the some stat boosting items. Protein shake doubles your attack for 5 turns. Beachside blend doubles your defense. Lemonade smoothie gives you guaranteed crits, which is busted. Like it's just busted because crits are busted. So like if this will stay in the final game, I don't know, but I like the idea of having guaranteed crits just because of this. So let's see. Let me click around here for just a second. Hold up. Let's hop over here to that. Okay, so as for bonus that the end of the demo has, there is a full boss rush, right? And we can fight powered up versions of the Glutank, the Glutarist, Pepperoni, Arwood, K and Os, Bloodwrath, and then we get a secret boss here at the end if we do a full rush. So that's like going through all of them like in succession. And then by doing that we get to fight like, I guess I'll just go ahead and like spoil it because it's not really a spoiler, I guess, but it is a thing that exists. You just you can fight Kaguya. And she's gonna be the 3rd playable character. So go ahead and buy all these equipables and go ahead and get a good stack going on. Alright, so Kaguya, her fight has a unique attack style to any other like a unique attack style that no other character in the game has just yet, and that is the rhythm attack style. So basically that will be more prominent in the full game. So but what I'm gonna roll with that is that you'll have to set a preferred difficulty, so that way you don't like get into a fight that has an enemy that has a rhythm attack style, and then it's like, oh hey, would you mind telling me how good are you at the rhythm game? So, because that's what Kaguya does right now. That's all she does, is she just asks you outright at the start, like, hey, are you good at the rhythm game? Because if you are, then I mean, like, tell me, and then I'll definitely put you at expert difficulty for funny. So, but there's a lot of accessibility stuff that's gonna have to be adjusted going into Demo 4, and polish, because like this boss rush UI is it affects me very negatively because it's like I could have done so much better with it. But this was implemented like I kid you not, this boss rush, everything about it was implemented a week before the demo released. So like it's gonna get a lot of extra polish going into demo 4, hopefully. Like my main thing is I want to have like I want demo 4 to be the, I guess, like, I won't say definitive, but close to definitive version of the game that you would play leading up to the final release. Because like once the actual full game's released, I'll make another demo that has like all the like correct balance and stuff, so that way you can play the demo and then transfer your save, if you like the game, over to the full version when you decide to buy it, basically. Because I love when games do that, like the try before you buy kind of ordeal. Because I can't even remember the last time that there was a game that I got that had something like that. Like, genuinely do not remember it, but like it used to be a thing. Like you could, like I think it was like Wii games, or maybe it was 3DS, like 3DS eShop stuff, that you could download a demo, and if you liked the demo within your like limited playtime with it, because they were just like, oh yeah, you can only launch this like twice, you know, cry about it. Basically, like some of those were like, if you like it, you can transfer your save over. Cool, you know, I like that. That's cool. You know, I want people to be able to do that. Yeah, we're done with the run. The run's over. We had a time of 1 hour and 7 minutes and 28 seconds. But yeah, if I accidentally paused the timer, like, and this was part of the run, I'd be a little upset, honestly. But no, this is just some bonus stuff because I expected the speedrun to actually take like 2 hours, so I'm just actually running through the boss rush of the game right now. Yeah, technically you did miss the entire run. That's kind of sad, but don't worry about that because this will be the like this. I'm recording this right now too, like this whole stream. This is gonna be my next big YouTube video. I did a poll in my Discord that was like, hey, what do you want the next thing to be? And this won the vote, so 400 subscriber, let's go. But like actually, so I actually hit 400 like I want to say Tuesday when I posted my most recent short, but someone unsubscribed, so I've been sitting at 399 after I like dropped an announcement in my Discord like, hey guys, we hit 400, that's so cool. So I'm glad it's back up there because you know, like that kind of makes me look silly, like, huh, you're not actually at 400 subscribers, why would you say that? But so yeah, I know, right? Like it's not like it's not like it's a terrible thing, because like at the end of the day it's subscriber count, you know. Like sure, it's good to have more subscribers, it makes you feel good about the content you're making and everything, but also at the same time, like there's some people like, and this is like the scary thing about making short form content that I've seen that happens. If you make like your whole YouTube following based off of shorts and then you try to post big videos, like you will get insanely low views, like because your subscribers aren't there for they're not there for your big videos, they're there for your shorts. So, or at least that's the way I've understood it, because I've seen one guy, I cannot remember who it was for the life of me, but someone I seen on YouTube, they had like 500,000 subs, right? And their shorts got plenty of views, but their actual big videos were like 2,000 views only. And like, I don't want that to be me. So I'm not too worried about like pushing out short form content like every day of the week, because not only is that going to be like a toll on myself, like it's also going to put like game dev grind behind on the back burner. So like maybe in the time that Demo 4 releases, like I'll focus more on like advertising out short form content and stuff. But like I guess I've had good luck with my shorts recently. Like I guess my game dev origin one, right, where I talk about Mario eating hamburgers. That one is my favorite video I think I have ever made. Like, and it's 100% true as well. Like that's not just me making stuff up for like content either. That's 100% the truth. That is why I wanted to become a game developer. And that video did so well compared to everything else. On Instagram, it hit almost 15,000 views, which is like, it's the most I've ever had on any piece of Angels and Demons content, which like had me so happy. Cause like I would sit there and I would refresh the page and see that it went up like another 100 views. Yeah, people love genuine content. I try to be genuine with like every piece of content I make is me. Like that's how I act around, like how I act right now is how I act around anyone. Like like and like that kind of thing too. Like being honest, I guess, with your audience too. Like I guess that's kind of what you mean by genuine too, is just like being honest with like your viewers and your audience and everything or whatnot. But in my case, like I didn't really have much of the audience, so it's like I was mostly just kind of throwing the video out there. Because when I posted it, I was at 30 followers on TikTok, and now I'm at 100, right? So that had me ecstatic pretty much. I was like, dang, that's insane. Because we went from 30, 40 followers to 100 in like 1 or 2 videos. So, and then compared to the last time I actually embedded in a video that I posted like a year ago, I think it was almost it was in October of last year. I posted a rhythm game example video on TikTok, and I had my YouTube subscribers like embedded in that video, like, hey, go subscribe to the channel, and like it has a little slide down with my icon. It's like, oh, I was at like 200 subscribers at that point, and now I've like doubled that in a year's time. It's really cool to like look back on something like that and be like, dang, I've actually made it somewhere. Like I've actually been making progress. Like Crosscoder, your one of your recent tweets, you were like, oh yeah, we're almost to 250 followers on Twitter, right? Or, you know, X, whatever you want to call it. Like I still habitually call it Twitter. Like it's ingrained in my mind, even though it's like, oh yeah, it's X. But even Elon Musk doesn't call it X. Like he had an interview, he's like, oh yeah, Twitter, yada yada. So, but besides the point, not gonna yap about Elon, but like that kind of stuff, like just being able to like look back and see that like, yeah, like that's progress, you know? Like it is Twitter no matter what. That's so true. Like it genuinely is. Like I don't think I will ever call it X unless I'm genuinely just joking about it. Like I'll post links, like Twitter links, in some places, like because I know some people actually just like to retweet my posts. Like Paperverse likes to, because like I'm a developer in their Discord, so they will if you let me think of words. Gosh, if I share my tweets, they're usually pretty nice about going and retweeting them there too. And like I post my videos, like my short form stuff, on like all of my pages anyways, so I'll post the YouTube short because that's my primary audience, I guess, like as I want to grow on YouTube before anything else. So I'll say like, hey, here's the YouTube link, and then I'll post the Twitter link and be like, oh, Bird app, aka X, or X, formerly known as the Bird or something, like just joking around with it. Because like X just, it doesn't really sound like a social media thing. Like, if Elon was to actually do anything with it, like, that would have made the naming, like, a little bit better, I think, it should have been, like, kind of like Facebook has done with, like, the whole Meta rebranding thing, where they kind of, like, oh, Facebook by Meta. Like, it could be like, oh, Twitter by X, you know, like, have that be, like, the, primary thing about it, instead of it being, just this little offshoot. Yeah, he did, I think. Like, he's, like, he really enjoys that name, because he wanted PayPal to be named X at one point. Yeah, I think that is true, Crosscoder. So, okay, so we're about to go into the full rush. For those of you who have played, like, say, Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story, if you play the Gauntlet in that, at the end of that, you can kind of go through a, what do you call it? A, kind of like, basically a full rush like this. It's like, you go through 6 bosses, and then there's a secret 7th at the end, which, Bowser's Inside Story came out, like 15 years ago at least, right? Like, I think I can talk spoilers about that. It's Bowser. Shocker. Right? The Mario Bros have to fight Bowser. So, that's kind of what this is, except, we're gonna have a little bit of a different thing going on, but, the Angels and Demons boss rush is way different in the sense that, like, I don't want to just limit it to being a certain subset of bosses, which right now it's fine, because it's just like, oh, I did not heal AP before I came into this, did I? Crap, that sucks. Oh well. Right now there's only, I think it's only 6 bosses that you can go through, so it's basically on the same level. So I'm not too like not happy, I guess. I can't think of words. I'm not too unhappy with the way the boss rush is currently, but going into Demo 4 it'll be a lot different, because I want you to be able to refight bosses as you fought them the first time, because in Bowser's Inside Story, you go to these extra bosses in the Gauntlet, and then it's like, oh, well, you're level 50, you're gonna kill him in one hit. Like, no, I want to relive the experience, alright? Like, that's why I'm doing this, not because just wanting to one-shot a boss. I want to experience the boss again. That's how I feel about it, at least. So I'm gonna, like, have the boss rush split into different categories. So you'll be able to go through, like, you can pick a boss, and you can go with your current level, or you can go with a recommended level and party and equips and everything. So basically it would set you to as if you were just in World 1. Say, like, right now, it would be like, we'd be at level 10, we wouldn't have Yui, we would only have the spike, and we would have, like, the gear from the desert clothes shop, which I actually didn't go into in the speedrun because it's kinda not necessary, but besides the point, there'd be that, then there would be the X rank bosses, which is what we're fighting now. So you could have a recommended level and then a preset level for that as well. And, you know, so that way, even if you do go, like, insanely over leveled with these guys, you know, you can still fight them and enjoy their experience as, like, you were kind of intended to be able to, in a sense, if that makes sense. So, and then the other would be presets. Like, oh my goodness, Yui got folded. Oh, great heavens, we're gonna heal her up immediately. I don't want to have to go through the rush again. The presets, the way I want it to work is basically that you would get to do, like, a rush like this is, where it's immediately sending us into the next fight with an enemy. Except it would be a preset list of enemies instead of just, like, all of them at once. So you'd have a World 1 enemy set, a World 2 enemy set, a secret bosses enemy set, X rank World 1s, X rank World 2, and so on. Like, and then there'd obviously there'd be the full rush one, because like I just love the idea of just proving that you have full mastery over a game by like defeating all of the toughest bosses like without a break, pretty much. I couldn't put them all in the same fight just because it could be laggy and some attacks would be really weird from a distance, but I have tried it before, I will say that. Like just to stress test the engine, and I think I've put like 47 pepperoni in one fight at one point, and then like put myself up to an absurdly high level to where I just one-shot them over and over and over. And it took like 30 minutes. Like, so. Okay, so we're through with the World 1s in the rush. Now we're into World 2s. So, one cool strategy that I crafted while testing this to kind of like really go through the bosses is to put Yui in the first character slot, since this was at a time where like there wasn't these this was before I had the new speed checking stuff, like where the order you have them here is the order they're gonna attack. So you would get to pick the order of like characters going into fights and everything. So like, oh, I want you to attack first right now, so that way we can stack stuff up on main character. Of course, you know. That's gonna change because like basically there's like no point to having it now. Like the new speed stuff, like where every character in battle is weighted on their speed and that's the order of attacks, is just, I think it's much better. It's to the point, like, you know, like, oh, well, this one has a higher speed stat than me, so I need to you know, keep that in mind. Like, maybe I'll actually use speed increasing gear if I'm getting annoyed with enemies attacking first, right? Actually give speed a use in-game instead of, it just being there. Because I talked about this in a devlog, a few months ago, and it was basically like, oh yeah, it all sucks. Like, if you do anything other than walk into an enemy, like, you're basically guaranteed to get the first attack. And if it's a boss fight, the bosses always get the first attack anyways, so it's kind of a like useless stat in a sense, which I don't like. So in Demo 4 it won't be useless. But now, oh my gosh, please stop throwing pies at me. Thank you. Basically what we're doing is we're stacking up items here. Alright. So we should just be able to kind of like one-shot these now. At the downside that I have to do everything a little bit faster. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Yeah, so this is like one of the strategy things I like to do. For Demo 3, put Yui in the first slot, stack crits and damage up on main character, then on the next turn use a Night Core so that way everything's double timed, or 1.5 times, and once we do that, we just one-shot everything. There's a little bit of prep, it makes things go faster, and I definitely let people know about that as a strategy because I think it's quite neat. Oh my gosh, and that puts a huge damper into my strategy. Okay, so I'm going to have to heal Yui now. What a wasted turn. Oh my gosh, sequence. Alright, I gotta lock in for this. Go fast. Let's go. Okay. That's actually kind of difficult, all things considered. So, I think... Oh, I need to heal up here anyways, so... Okay. We're mashing now, too? This is actually easier, because I have, like... Yeah, I'm used to key mashing a lot. Shoutouts to Osu Game. Okay, and then we'll stack a protein shake on for good measure. And Scarf Scramble. Now, I don't want to blow right through the next fight. I do actually want to show off what Kaguya's fight is like a little bit, so I won't use this strat in the next fight. So, oh, this is the impossible one. Oh my gosh. Yes, I choose my own attacks. I did test it though, it is possible to react to it. I just... We're not gonna talk about it. Alright, we're not gonna talk about it. Oh, he's gone. He's folded. Alright, cool. So, the good thing about Kaguya's fight is that we are guaranteed first turn, which is cool, because I definitely want to heal going into this, so... Welcome to Kaguya's secret boss battle! Before we begin, I have a super important question, so be truthful when you answer. This is important, because if you're not, you're actually gonna screw yourself over, because she asked, how good are you at the rhythm game? And if you're, like, you should answer, like, you should kind of realize, like, oh, this is the difficulty, right? And I'm definitely better than her, which is also a lie, because she can autoplay, but, basically, that's just to prime the rhythm game attack in this fight, since it's unique to Kaguya. She has, well, it's unique to Kaguya right now. It'll actually be its own attack style in, like, the full game, because, like, I want it to, basically. Like, it's a rhythm game, expect rhythm game stuff. But, oh my gosh, I'm fumbling the bag. That was a terrible pattern. Okay. I'm gonna just whiff attacks. I really want to just show the rhythm attack, even though it's like... It just is. And, you know, this attack is kind of lacking, I will say. Just because, like, she just jumps around. But I wanted her to kind of mirror movements originally, but that was also kind of a headache to get working. Alright, the rhythm attack. We actually have to play the rhythm game. If you get, like, below a C rank, then you'll take damage, but otherwise you'll deal damage back. But this is why it's important to answer truthfully at the start, because if you're not good at the rhythm game and you come into this, you're gonna think, oh my gosh, this guy doesn't know game design, but the easier difficulties are definitely easier for a reason, and you're given ample time to prepare for it as well. So, when Demo 4 comes along, there's gonna be like a global difficulty thing, like what should it default to, and that's gonna replace the whole like, hey, how good are you at the rhythm game? Genuinely would like to know. And we got a crit! The crit counter! That's so cool. Okay. So, I showed off the cool attack. She has one more attack in her arsenal, I believe, and that's like... It's basically Toho. It's like a bullet hell kind of thing. Oh, we're going into the rhythm game again. What's good with that? I am okay with this. I like the rhythm game, but... Oh, I locked in there. Man, I think I didn't miss a single note. That's cool. All right. Hey, can we have that last attack, please, Kaguya? I would appreciate it. Oh, man, I folded her. Oh, well. Okay, so... What a rush. That's bonus content out of the way, I guess. If you beat the boss rush, you also get access to a sound test. So if you want to go through any of the tracks, you're able to do that too. Like all... You actually only get like 53 tracks. Only. There are 54 in the demo OST on Bandcamp, and that's because I included the what do you call it? What's that thing called? The trailer theme. Because I made a special remix for the Demo 3 trailer, which is like a mix of the battle theme and the clown boss fight, Chaos Coordination. So, included that into the OST just because, like, I think back to how Undertale had like a unique track for its trailer, and it's like only for the trailer. Like, it's just not anywhere else. But so now that we got the bonus stuff out of the way, there is one last thing here. If you come up to this document, the notebook in the pulpit, after you beat each world, there is an extra note added into it to add more lore to the game. So we get some information about the Order of Faith, which is the in-game, I guess, Protestant denomination of Christianity that some of the characters follow. Like, specifically main character in Yui. So we go through this. We have like some interesting stuff that comes through it. Like, these are sermon notes in a sense. So we have the next meeting, which is October 7th, 2007, and these dates might get retconned, so don't take them as like set in stone. I might change them. Like, I'm on the fence about including a set in stone year, month, day, just because then it's like, oh, well, they have this really cool thing, or they don't have this really cool thing, so that doesn't line up with like what is actually real. It's broken. My immersion is broken, you know. So basically, we get some notes about like, oh, we've had great attendance in other regions. We're really thankful. Mr. Salvelotine was unable to attend due to work-related reasons, and we pray that he will resolve his issues and join us next week. So, for those of you who know who has that last name in Angels and Demons lore, you'll know what's up. You'll know something's immediately up. But, otherwise, like, you're probably just like, okay, some random Mr. Salvelotine, I wonder. But let me actually, I'll spill the beans. Let me save my game real quick. I'll go ahead and I'll keep this save file. Let it be known as the speedrun file. Nice watching, got a jet, great job. Thanks, Crosscoder, I was glad you were able to come in and hang out in the stream. So thanks for sticking around. We'll go back to the title screen real quick, and we'll get one little Easter egg here. So not a lot of people know about this, but if you go to the character naming screen and you try and name your main character an existing character, you can't. So like, we can find out someone's last name if we go, like, if we have some slight knowledge. So if we try to name ourselves Hector, this name is already taken by Hector Salvelotine, who, if you recall, was potentially mentioned just there in that notebook, the notebook sermon notes in the cathedral, a Mr. Salvelotine. So it's someone, maybe Hector, maybe a family member. I'm not going to spoil that because I think it's cool to leave it up to speculation right now. You know, basically, there's a reason. There's a reason for all the events in game. And another silly reference, if you try to name yourself Kaguya, this error at line 132, that's actually the in-engine line of code that this name is put in. So like, every time I add more stuff or remove stuff from the character naming object, I change this line to reflect whatever line Kaguya's name is stored on. because I think it's that much funnier, even though it's something that no one will ever notice. Like, it's just neat devlore. And then if you try to name yourself Autumn, you know, she's chronically EP, so she's like, yeah, this name's already taken. And there are a few others. There's at least one other, but we're not going to talk about that one, actually. So, let's see. Let me click around here real quick. I mean, if I knew a 100% run wouldn't take genuinely like 2.5, 3 hours, I'd say I'd do one of those right now. But I think this is probably good for now. I think I'm gonna wrap up the stream here, and like I've got 2 hours almost of video to edit down now. I don't know when I'll actually get around to editing this legitimately, but this will be the next big video that goes on YouTube, ideally, unless something comes up and I gotta, like, you know, make a big post or make a joke post or something. Like, I have plans for at least 3 other big videos, or like big comparatively, not short form content top videos, greater than 1 minute long. Let's say that. I have, like, obviously there will have to be a Demo 4 trailer soon, probably 6 months from now. sometime in 2024 for sure. I want to do a new devlog where I kind of go over all the big improvements I've made in development, and I don't know if I want to do that before Demo 4, but I feel like it will be before. Like, gotta get some people excited for what's to come compared to what is in this demo. And then I want to do one of those Nintendo style overview videos where, like, kind of how they're like, oh, it's, like, run, jump, swim, and more in the Super Mario Brothers Wonder game, or something like that, right? Basically, an overview of the game and what to expect from it for people who have not, like, played it before. Kind of like a big overview trailer instead of a short, like, trailer kind of thing. And then depending on what my status in development is by April Fool's Day, I do have something that I've wanted to do for April Fool's for like 2 freaking years now that I think I'm not gonna spoil it. But I know, like, I know it'll be very silly funny. Like, it's gonna be very silly goofy. Actually, since I've talked about it, I'll say one thing. Battle Pass. I think it would be quite hilarious, but okay. So, I think this is probably a good spot to wrap up stream now. So, for everyone who popped in to watch the stream and still stuck around till the end, thank you very much for watching. I've had a lot of fun doing this, actually. And I definitely got to yap. I yapped a lot about how Demo 4 is coming along and, like, things that would be changed throughout Demo 3. Thankful for all the questions that came through as well, because that'll be something I can put into the backlog that if I needed to use it for, like, short form content on a day that I don't have anything planned, it'll be something easy for me to put up. So, you know, for some of the questions that came through, maybe you'll make it into a video. So, but this, like I said, this stream will be edited down into maybe 2 videos. Like, it really depends. I'll just have to go about it and see how everything is. At least 1 video, and it'll be, like, posted eventually. I'm not sure how I want to edit it just yet, but I've got the footage, so I can technically start, like, as soon as I end stream, basically. But anyways, I think that's enough yap. That's enough yap from me. So, outro Tom, if you enjoyed the stream, then be sure to go follow me on my other socials. There's links in the description. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram. Join the Discord. Get notified for when I go live, or if we've got like, you know, server gaming events and stuff going on. See exclusive teasers that I'll only post in the Discord. And such stuff like that. I keep fumbling over my words. I had my wisdom teeth removed yesterday, so yeah, so with all that being said, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see some new faces in the next stream. So thanks. Bye.